10 countries where cheap land buys you citizenship, the hidden path to global freedom. They say freedom isn't free, but what if it came with a property deed and a passport stamp? Right now, while most people are drowning in rent, taxes, and paperwork just to exist in their own country, a quiet, global movement is happening. One where owning a small piece of land can unlock something far bigger: citizenship. Yes, you heard that right. In some corners of the world, a patch of soil could be your golden ticket to a brand new life. And we're not talking about billionaire-only programs or glossy real estate ads that promise exclusive lifestyle experiences. No, these are real places where average people are legally turning property ownership into permanent residency, global mobility, and sometimes even a second passport. Why does this matter? Because in a world where prices are rising and borders feel tighter than ever, smart people are looking for the ultimate escape hatch, a way to live freer, cheaper, and smarter. And guess what? The loophole isn't in a spreadsheet, it's written in land deeds. Welcome to Mr. Globe, where we explore how geography, policy, and a little bit of insider knowledge can completely rewrite your future. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay till the end, because one of these countries might just hold your hidden path to global freedom. Number 10. Belize. If there were ever a country that made tropical loopholes sound appealing, it's Belize. This tiny English-speaking nation in Central America has somehow managed to mix Caribbean calm with legal simplicity, and the result is a place where buying land doesn't just give you beachfront views, it can actually start your path to citizenship. Properties here can start around $25,000 to $50,000, which in most of the US wouldn't even cover your car's parking spot. Purchase a modest plot, establish residency, and after 5 years, boom, you're eligible for citizenship. And unlike some countries where bureaucracy moves at the speed of molasses, Belize keeps it refreshingly simple. Here's the deal: no capital gains tax, straightforward property laws, and a relaxed government that doesn't nickel and dime you for every coconut tree you plant. The real estate market is foreigner-friendly, especially in coastal towns like Placencia and Ambergris Case, where retirees, digital nomads, and sun chasers are quietly staking their claims. Culturally, Belize is a beautiful cocktail. Caribbean rhythms meet Mayan history, shaken with a dash of British Commonwealth formality. The people? Warm, bilingual, and proudly unhurried. Locals joke that Belize operates on island time, but when it comes to securing residency, the process moves surprisingly fast. Or maybe that's just the ocean breeze making it feel effortless. So if you've ever dreamed of trading your snow boots for sandals and your mortgage for mango trees, Belize might just be your first-class ticket to freedom. Here, owning a slice of paradise doesn't just buy you peace of mind. It could one day buy you a passport with an ocean view. Number 9. Paraguay. If there were a hidden gem category for countries, Paraguay would win by a landslide. Quietly, of course, because that's exactly how this place operates. No hype, no headlines, no overpriced real estate bubble. Just an easygoing country where a little bit of land can unlock one of the easiest paths to permanent residency, and eventually, full citizenship. Here's how it works. Buy a small piece of farmland or a plot in the city worth around $30,000 to $40,000. And congratulations, you've just qualified for permanent residency in one of the most overlooked and underrated corners of South America. Stay for 3 years, keep your documents tidy, and you can apply for citizenship, which comes with a passport granting access to over 140 countries. The best part? The cost of living is roughly half of what you'd pay in the US, meaning your dollar stretches here like it's been doing yoga. You can live comfortably, eat well, and still have money left over for a weekend trip to Argentina or Brazil. And unlike those countries, Paraguay keeps it simple. Low taxes, minimal bureaucracy, and an economy built on agriculture, energy, and quiet efficiency. Safety? Check. Freedom? Double check. The vibe here is calm, unpretentious, and surprisingly welcoming to foreigners. Expats often say Paraguay feels like what Costa Rica used to be before it got famous. Peaceful, affordable, and filled with opportunity for those who show up early. So while the rest of the world is busy chasing overpriced visas in Europe or crowded beach towns in Asia, smart investors are quietly planting roots. and laughing all the way to the notary. Because in Paraguay, buying a few acres might not just make you a landowner. It might just make you a citizen of freedom itself. Number 8. Turkey. Turkey doesn't do things halfway, and that includes citizenship. While most countries make you jump through years of legal hoops and paperwork thicker than a baklava layer, Turkey says, just buy a home and welcome to the neighborhood. Here's how it works. Invest $250,000 or more in real estate, and you can fast-track your way to Turkish citizenship in a matter of months, not years. It's one of the fastest citizenship by investment programs in the world, and yes, it's completely legal. The best part? You don't have to live there full-time, learn the language, or take any confusing integration tests. Just invest, file, and wait for your shiny new passport to arrive. Now, if you're picturing the hustle and bustle of Istanbul, traffic, noise, and endless calls to prayer echoing between skyscrapers, slow down. Beyond the chaos lies Turkey's real secret: affordable property along the Mediterranean coast. Think turquoise waters in Antalya, romantic sunsets in Bodrum, or quaint seaside life in Fethiye, where 100K still buys a home with a view that feels like it should come with its own postcard. And this isn't just a pretty place. Turkey's passport grants access to over 110 countries, and it allows dual citizenship, so you don't have to give up your old one. The economy is diverse, the culture is deep, and the food? Let's just say you'll never look at store-bought hummus the same way again. Sure, the inflation rate fluctuates and bureaucracy can feel like a chess match at times, but for those looking for a middle ground between East and West, both geographically and financially, Turkey delivers. So if you've ever wanted to say, I bought a house and accidentally became a citizen, Turkey might just make that dream, and that kebab, come true. Number 7. Panama. Panama is proof that not all bureaucracies are created equal. While most countries make you feel like you're trying to win Survivor Immigration Edition, Panama practically waves you through with a smile and a stamp. Thanks to its Friendly Nations visa, citizens from over 50 countries, including the US, Canada, and most of Europe, can gain residency simply by buying property worth around $100,000 to $150,000. That's right, no need for million-dollar investments or endless background checks that make you question your own existence. Buy a modest condo or a few acres of land, and Panama says, Benvenuto. Welcome home. From there, you're on a fast track to permanent residency, and after 5 years, you can apply for full citizenship. The perks go far beyond the paperwork. New builds often come with 20 years of property tax exemption. The US strap dollar is the national currency, so no mental math at the grocery store. And the healthcare system rivals many developed nations at a fraction of the price. Then there's geography. Within 2 hours, you can drive from Panama City's skyline, a mini Miami without the chaos, to serene Pacific beaches or misty mountain retreats like Boquete, where retirees sip world-class coffee while bragging about their $600 a month rent. The vibe? A perfect blend of Latin warmth, expat ease, and just enough business savvy to keep your accountant happy. Panama knows how to attract smart movers: low taxes, stable economy, and no-nonsense residency rules. Sure, the humidity might test your patience and you'll probably lose one umbrella per month to tropical storms, but in return, you gain one of the easiest and most affordable paths to second citizenship on Earth. Panama isn't just a place to invest, it's a place to exhale. Because here, even your property paperwork might move faster than the government. On a good day. Number 6. North Macedonia. North Macedonia might not be on your bucket list yet. But for savvy investors and freedom seekers, this small Balkan nation is starting to look like the golden ticket everyone overlooked. It's the kind of place where you can buy a plot of land for about €200,000, secure citizenship in under a year, and still have money left to explore lakes, vineyards, and ancient mountain towns that look straight out of a medieval painting. Let's be clear. This isn't just about cheap land. It's about strategic geography. North Macedonia sits at the heart of the Balkans, sandwiched between Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria, offering the perfect mix of EU proximity without EU prices. And with EU membership on the horizon, anyone holding a Macedonian passport today might be holding an EU passport tomorrow. Taxes? Flat 10% across the board for both income and corporate rates. Cost of living? You can dine out, pay rent, and enjoy weekend getaways across Europe for less than what 1 month of rent in London would cost. Add to that low crime, friendly locals, and a pace of life that feels like Europe before it got too expensive. And you'll start wondering why more people aren't moving here already. Sure, the paperwork can be a little Eastern European at times. Translation: bring snacks and patience. But the reward is worth it. Fast-track citizenship, affordable investment, and access to one of the most promising, up-and-coming economies in Europe. North Macedonia is quietly building its future, and those who get in early could see their investment turn into something far greater. A gateway to the entire European Union. So, as we hit the halfway mark in this countdown, thank you for sticking with me. If you're enjoying these eye-opening destinations and want more hidden global opportunities like this, make sure to tap that like button. Subscribe to Mr. Globe and keep watching, because the next few countries might just change the way you see the world and where you want to live in it. Number 5. Honduras. If you've ever stared at your rent bill and thought, I could probably live on a beach somewhere for this, Honduras might just be calling your name. Specifically, the Bay Islands, Roatan, Utila, and Guanaja, where turquoise water laps at white sand, and you can still buy coastal property for under $50,000. No, that's not missing a zero. Homes that would cost a fortune in Miami are basically mid-range SUVs here. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, Honduras? Isn't that risky? Let's set the record straight. Yes, mainland Honduras has had its share of challenges, but the Bay Islands are a different story. They've become one of the fastest-growing expat hubs in Central America, with improving infrastructure, strong tourism, and communities that are both safe and welcoming. Roatan, in particular, feels like a blend of Belize's laid-back charm and the affordability of Southeast Asia. Except you're just a few hours from the US. Foreign ownership is refreshingly straightforward, and the government offers residency options within a year, with the possibility of dual citizenship after 5. The process is relatively smooth by Central American standards, and the cost of living is blissfully low. You can live comfortably on $1,200 to $800 a month, sipping fresh coconut water while your friends back home are arguing with HOA fees. And let's talk lifestyle. Diving in the world's second-largest coral reef, catching sunsets that belong on postcards, and eating seafood so fresh you'll forget what frozen Isle means. Add in affordable healthcare, a thriving expat scene, and property values that are steadily climbing, and you've got a hidden gem with serious upside. Sure, you'll need a sense of adventure and a good mosquito repellent, but for those willing to look past the headlines, Honduras offers something rare. A path to paradise that doesn't break the bank. Number 4. St. Kitts and Nevis. If there were a Hall of Fame for second citizenships, St. Kitts and Nevis would have its own golden plaque. This tiny twin-island nation in the Caribbean is home to the oldest citizenship by investment program in the world, running strong since 1984, long before digital nomad was even a phrase. And while other countries keep adding red tape, St. Kitts and Nevis keeps it refreshingly simple. Buy approved real estate starting at around $200,000, and you could secure citizenship in as little as 6 months. That's right. While others are waiting years for visa approvals, you could be snorkeling in turquoise waters with your new passport already in hand. And what a passport it is. It offers visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 150 countries, including the entire EU and the UK. Combine that with zero income, wealth, or inheritance tax, and suddenly, those postcard beaches start looking like a pretty smart financial strategy. The islands themselves are ridiculously picturesque. Think lush green volcanoes, golden sands, and water so blue it looks photoshopped. Yet, it's not all hammock naps and rum punch. There's solid infrastructure, modern internet connectivity, and a small but thriving community of entrepreneurs and expats who figured out that working remotely doesn't have to mean staring at gray cubicle walls. Sure, $200,000 might sound steep compared to some other cheap land destinations, but what you're really buying here isn't just a plot of paradise. You're buying global mobility, financial freedom, and a plan B that doubles as a tropical escape route. So yes, St. Kitts and Nevis isn't the cheapest on the list, but it's arguably the most strategically valuable. Because when the world gets complicated, there's something comforting about knowing your backup plan includes palm trees and tax-free living. Number 3. Vanuatu. If you've ever wished bureaucracy came with a beach view, Vanuatu heard you loud and clear. This tiny island nation, tucked neatly between Australia and Fiji, has somehow managed to combine tropical paradise with one of the fastest citizenship programs on the— How fast? Try 60 days. That's right, you could go from passport envy to dual citizen faster than most people can renew their driver's license. The process is surprisingly straightforward. A mix of land investment and a national contribution totaling around $130,000 can unlock full citizenship, complete with visa-free access to over 100 countries. And before you raise an eyebrow, this isn't some paper passport scheme. Vanuatu's program is government-approved, internationally recognized, and trusted by investors who want real options without endless waiting or complicated residency requirements. Now, let's talk perks, and they're as bright as the island sunsets. No income tax, no capital gains tax, no inheritance tax. Basically, the government doesn't care how much you earn, just that you're enjoying yourself while doing it. That means entrepreneurs, retirees, and remote workers alike can build their dream life here without the IRS breathing down their snorkel. The scenery? It's like Mother Nature was showing off. Think volcanic mountains, hidden waterfalls, palm-fringed beaches, and coral reefs so colorful they make your phone camera question its worth. Life in Vanuatu moves at an easy, unhurried pace. Island time isn't a cliché here. It's a lifestyle. Sure, it's remote. You won't find a Starbucks on every corner, or any, really. But that's the point. Vanuatu offers privacy, peace, and passport power, all rolled into one tropical package. So while the rest of the world is stressing over taxes and inflation, Vanuatu's citizens are enjoying fresh seafood, turquoise waters, and zero financial drama. Number 2. Greece. If there were ever a place where ancient history meets modern opportunity, it's Greece. A country where democracy was born, sunsets are cinematic, and real estate can literally change your passport status. For those with global ambitions and a taste for feta, Greece's Golden Visa program is one of the best deals in Europe. All it takes is a property investment of at least €250,000, and you get immediate EU residency. That's right, access to the entire Schengen zone without waiting in airport lines that feel longer than Plato's dialogues. But here's the best part. Stick around for 7 years and you can apply for full Greek citizenship, complete with the ability to live, work, and roam across all 27 EU countries. Imagine sipping espresso in Italy one week and catching a ferry to Santorini the next. Because why not? That's what European freedom looks like in practice. Now, let's talk about those properties. While Athens and Santorini command premium prices, rural and island areas are still surprisingly affordable, especially compared to Western Europe. In some regions, you can snag charming stone homes for less than the price of a studio apartment in New York or London. And with Greece's ever-booming tourism industry, rental yields can be the gift that keeps on giving, especially during those long, golden summers that never seem to end. Add in a warm Mediterranean climate, world-class cuisine, and neighbors who actually talk to you and occasionally invite you to dance, and it's easy to see why investors are flocking here. Plus, Greece's strategic location between Europe, Asia, and Africa makes it a geopolitical sweet spot, both for travelers and business-minded expats. Of course, the Greek bureaucracy can move slower than a donkey on a hill climb, but honestly, when your biggest stress is choosing between olive groves and ocean views, it's hard to complain. So yes, one modest apartment today could unlock the entire European continent tomorrow, with sunshine, souvlaki, and citizenship all on the menu. Number 1. Dominica. And here we are, number 1 on our list. And it's a true underdog in the world of global freedom. Dominica. Not to be confused with the Dominican Republic, this small Caribbean island is a powerhouse when it comes to value, nature, and opportunity. With lush rainforests, black sand beaches, and hot springs that look like something out of a spa commercial, Dominica isn't just beautiful. It's strategically brilliant for those looking to buy land and gain a second citizenship without selling a kidney. Dominica offers what many call the most affordable, legitimate citizenship by investment program in the world. All it takes is a real estate or land purchase starting around $100,000, and within 3 to 6 months you can hold one of the most respected Caribbean passports out there. That passport opens doors, literally. With visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 countries, including the EU and the UK. But here's where it gets even better. There's no residency requirement. You don't have to live there, visit there, or even pretend to be there while your papers are processed. No wealth tax, no inheritance tax, and absolutely no need to explain to anyone why you're barefoot with a coconut on a Tuesday. Economically, Dominica is stable and growing quietly. Tourism, agriculture, and green energy are expanding industries, and the government has built a strong reputation for transparency and sustainability, rare qualities in the citizenship by investment world. It's safe, eco-friendly, and refreshingly low drama. The kind of place where your biggest decision might be whether to live near the rainforest or the beach. For the price of a car, you could own land, citizenship, and a whole new level of freedom. All from a nation that's as peaceful as it is powerful in its global access. And that brings us to the end of our countdown of the 10 countries where cheap land buys you citizenship, the hidden path to global freedom. From Caribbean havens to Balkan bargains, one thing's clear. Freedom today isn't just about where you're born, it's about where you're smart enough to invest. Thank you for watching and spending your time with Mr. Globe, where we explore the world's smartest, most affordable ways to live, invest, and thrive. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's ready to upgrade their life and their passport. Until next time, live smart, travel free, and remember, borders are optional when you know where to buy land.